Okay. Let me do one. See if I can do one correctly. Just the ear.
Wider grip. Yeah, slightly wider in your body. Let go completely. Go completely loose. Yeah. Now squeeze up. Good. Hang on. Stop. Hang on. I'll just stand up for a second. Good. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. If you're going to do this, if you flex, you see what Joe, he flexes his neck looking that way. Keep your eyes on the roof, right? Because that forces your center of gravity to tilt this way, so that no matter what you do, your center of gravity is always directly underneath the bar. The minute you point your elbows forward, Joe, right, now you swing forward your hip. So now all the stress is on your elbow joint, right? So relax this, right? Remember the sheet of glass? Look straight up and hang loose, slide up the sheet of glass. Go. Good. Excellent. Don't grip it so hard. Hook it. There you go. Let go your thumb. Good. Relax. Good. Much better. Look up. Look up.
I'm slipping.
And,
Two more, Joe.
but that was beautiful. You felt the muscle differently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now you felt your lats.
Sure.
Right?
I did. Yeah.
So paddling's like that. The minute, now you really feel your lats. So, you know, if you want to build strength really quickly, that. And, you know, that's another tool I use, because when I was doing cross, I'm also doing the strength training for Kona Aquatics. The kids, kids are, I tell the kids the same thing. They have very fragile joints. So as far as I'm concerned, they're in their 60s. Yes? And I tell you guys the same thing. As far as you guys are concerned, I treat you like a 13-year-old because your joints are fragile, right? So everything we do is not hard. So when I talk to the parents, oh, what equipment do you need? I say, no, you don't need equipment. You need a stick, a yoga mat, and the ab roller. And those of you who email, there are all these videos I've made already for you guys, right? So you know those old time, the ab roller, the one with the two wheels?
The wheel, yeah.
That is the most effective piece of equipment in the entire gym of any gym.
Wow.
If you think about it, you can go to Ross and buy for $6.99. Right? So I don't want you guys to do this. We basically, I do that. You know, the rest of my kids do something else, but I basically do an ab roller, roll all the way out, come back, go all the way out, come back. Of course I should have brought one. I didn't. But the ab roller is really good because if you think about when you roll out all the way, what I just did with Joe, right? You're doing a negative. A negative means you're resisting a force. A positive means you're exploding and pushing it, right? So what Joe did is the pull up is the positive. When you drop down, dropping his weight off is a negative. So in paddling, the positive is fast and the release is relaxed, yes?
Yes.
Right? So in paddling, mostly it's all positive. There's very little negative flex. Since you're not a bodybuilder, it works good for you, right? Only bodybuilders do a lot of negative flex because they're trying to build bulk, right? I'm trying to get lighter, not heavier.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Ayar, my student, said, Ian, get on the scale. You know, you're getting too heavy. Because you're heavy on the nose, it bounces the nose, right? But it's okay, we're both light on the nose and the tail. So when you're paddling, right, when you drive it down, you're basically doing the same thing. You're rolling out and contracting. So that's why I like the ab roller. And I always tell people you can always start on your knees, just roll out a little bit, but do not, doesn't do anything. That's why when I watch people do planking, stuff like that, it's good for basic core work, but you guys are all motive athletes. I don't want anybody to do anything holding. In yoga, go down slow. Come here. Go down slow. Come here. It's a little different because when you're doing pull, you're stretching your muscle one side and holding the other side. So a lot of what I call stationary maneuvers, I see you do, that teaches your muscles to work slower. Again, you're not, when you're a teenager, you're super fast anyway, that's fine. But as what I call senior athletes, that's the opposite of what you want to do. You want to always keep moving smoothly and faster, not always slower. So that's why I like the ab roller, because you know you should have somebody spot you. And I this in my video, because you roll out, you roll in. You want to go down slow, because if you just drop in, you're gonna rip something. Just like the push-up. So a lot of people. Do push-up, pull-ups this way. They struggle. No, come tight. And drop like that, right? And that's how you rip your shoulder out, elbows and your wrist. So it's the exact opposite. Joe, I want you to go up fast and hold it in, let it down slow. In terms of physiological response, this is better. Go up fast, down slow. Because when you're paddling, the power phase is fast, and then, right? It's the same thing. So you have to get your core to work the same way, where the positive is the explosive part. The negative is your rest, right? So you guys want to get in the same motion. Everything we do, the ab roller, right?
How far out when you roll do you go?
As far as you can handle.
Yeah.
With your arms straight.
Because look at what you do when you completely roll out. Look, this motion. You're not just using your abdominals, you're using what? Your lats. Yes? Paddling's a lat workout. So if you drop your elbows, just like in paddling, we talked about on Thursday, you drop your elbow, then you're up just using the tricep. This is a small muscle. So if you paddle a small muscle, I mean, I know you guys are not necessarily racing, but you're not going to win a race. Not only that, you're working the wrong system, right? So when you do your ab roller, I always want you to make sure somebody spots you, right? Roll out to the point where you can handle and come back fast. Okay, also come back fast. Because most of our contractions for throwing, jumping, is a fast contraction, right? Trust me, I'm slower now than I was 10 years ago. So I have to constantly work on how to keep contracting faster without tearing anything. Most of the times we tear things because we throw our weight around. If you do that in a canoe, the canoe is bumpy, jerky. As a stroker, you feel everything behind, everybody behind you does the jerkiness, right? So, you know, I'm glad Joe brought up, this is an impromptu thing, that basic stuff. If you can handle just the pull-ups and the ab roller, I would say you cover 80% of all the critical areas that help your infrastructure, right? Every other piece of equipment in the gym is completely pointless, right? Legs, right? Legs, very important. In a canoe, you're using a lot of legs. It's all butt, quads, right? I never, you know, there's a gym machine, the leg extension, yes? But then you're working your quads separate from the rest of your system. Christ, we don't do that in canoe. You don't run like that either. So if you're gonna do anything, just do a basic squat, right? Just a basic squat, but with good form. I mean, you don't have to do a lot of weight, you know? What I try to do is do the squat on a Bosu ball upside down. Man, you know, well, actually, Kim will tell you that when we teach you how to surf, we make you, you know, Bosu ball upside down. Okay, I should have brought this. I didn't know we were going to do this contiguous cross training. The first way to learn how to be softer in your joints, if you have a box to jump on, like this chair here, right? Right? You have to pretend, all of you guys, because in the boat you're doing the same thing. You want to be able to jump up? No sound. Jump down? No sound. Right? You see people in gym doing box jumps like this. It's the most stupid thing you can do. Look at what you're doing. You're hammering your joints for no reason. And in a canoe, you know we're pushing our legs, right? Yeah? It's a soft push. It's not. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if some of you guys know Kevin Rinkenbach. He's my neighbor. He was the one who took me paddling back in 2000 in a two-man. And at that time, I mean, I know this now to be not right. I was paddling in a two-man because I was fit then. He wanted me to be in a canoe with him. and he'll be behind me, try to kick the canoe for his legs. I mean, he understood the concept, oh, I got pushed with a leg, but he was actually kicking the footwells like this every stroke. So, what the hell is going on, right? You know? So, I told him, I said, you know, that can't be right. Because every time you jerk the canoe, if you swam like that, because I come from a swimming background, if you swam like that, you're not going to make it. So that's improper training, because you're kicking the canoe. I want you to move with the canoe, but it's really so your footwork has to be like that. So before you jump on the bosu ball, because the bosu ball is very unforgiving. Round bottom, flat top. So we do this drills where you jump on the bosu ball, jump right off, jump on the bosu ball, jump right.
2, 3. Concentrate.
Right off and do 20 of them. By the time you're done, your legs are burning so bad, there's more. It's more painful than any squats you can do, and all you're doing is just your own body weight. So I tell people, you have no business moving any weight beyond your body weight. You can't even handle your body weight, right? And in a canoe, let's think about this. We do 8 to 10 strokes per side, right? So I'm pushing my leg 8 per side, switch over 8 to 10 strokes per side, right? So it gives me time to recover on this side, right? So basically, if you think of using, what was that, 15 strokes? Yeah. Right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? But the reason why we also do less strokes, not just because of rest and fatigue, because we have to have our changeover flawless, right? The reason why you do 15 strokes is because you're trying not to go to decelerate. Yes, I understand that thinking, but train sometimes with 10 strokes, because every time you change it over, if you guys have crappy changeovers, you're gonna get left behind. Yeah, but elite crews don't do that. We don't care about it. If you're going to be on a crew, you better have a changeover so fast that it doesn't matter what side we change. There's no delay. Because as a stroker, if somebody's late in the change, it takes one person to mess up the whole boat, right? So it's good to train with, you know, put a little bit more intensity into 8 or 10 strokes, but changeover. But, you know, practice your changeover at home. Again, back to the grip thing. You over grip it, you're going to fumble your changeover. Go home, play with your paddle like this. Just learn to do this. You know, just learn to just. I mean, okay, this is whose paddle is this? That's cheating. I mean, I love this paddle. This is the kind of paddles we use for racing, right?
I just got it out of the cabinet.
Wow. This is part of the club paddle?
$100 Chinese paddle.
Holy crap. Wow, okay. So learn to do this quickly in front of the mirror, right? Learn how to grip it without looking, right? So that your changeovers are a lot. Actually, the best thing to do is watch TV and do this, because now you have to do this peripherally, right? Yeah, and then grab like this. You know, learn how to grab like this, and then grab like this, because we always change over like that, and then the next stroke like that, right? Yeah, is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. I got you know, harassed so much because, you know, just because I was fast enough to catch it right away, change over, but that split second, I mean, like, we're really talking about 1/10 of 1 second. You know, my students was on the end, you're slowing the boat down. So when I change over, when I paddle, that's a changeover, I quickly do 1 stroke. But the problem is when you grab, like, you think you're losing power on that stroke, right? So here comes the next one. This. Yeah. And the reason why I emphasize this is because part of aging gracefully, hand-eye coordination, neurological training, right? This is actually the most important part. It's not how much strength you got. It's the reflex action stuff, right? I would say that my reflexes have slowed down quite a bit, but it's faster than most people in their 30s. Only because I only focus on, you know, that jumping thing. So I don't care about the weight, I care about speed. And if you're in a canoe racing, you care about speed. right? And back to the thing, if you grip it too hard, it's impossible to move fast. So the harder you grip it, you're gonna have a tough time changing up because you're grinding it, right? Learn to paddle with really light hands. Your golf instructor will tell you something, you know? You know, you want a ball to go, you just let it be very relaxed in your grip, right? So paddling is going to be the same way. So I think the people we missed on Thursday are all here, right? Yes? Who didn't show up on Thursday? Okay, all right.